Yomi. We're up to Halacha 16, page 386. It is permitted, Halacha 14. If Motzei Shabbat falls on the 7th night after the Molad, even if exactly 7 full days did not pass yet, you can still say Birkat Levana. 15. In countries where clouds are very common, and there's a good chance you won't be able to say Birkat Levana throughout the month, you could say Birkat Levana even after 3 days. Usually we say Halacha is, you have to say 7 days after Molad. But if it's going to be very cloudy, very unlikely, you'll say Birkat Levana, you could already do 3 days to say Birkat Levana. After 3 days, say Birkat Levana. 16. It is permitted to say Birkat Levana the latest until when? 15 days from the Molad, when the moon becomes full. After this, the moon starts to get smaller, and the bracha may no longer be recited. However, one may recite it without Hashem's name in the bracha on the 16th day after the Molad. Let's say a person forgot to say Birkat Levana. It was already the last day to say Birkat Levana. And he notices the moon came out only after Alot HaShahar. He can say with Hashem's name in the bracha until Netzach Hama. Okay. 21. The best day of the week to say Birkat Levana is Motzei Shabbat, while you're still wearing Shabbat clothing. One may wait until Motzei Shabbat, even if you could do it earlier. Let's say you see it Thursday night, and it's already the 7th of the month, 7th day after the Molad. You're allowed to say, I'll do it later, I'll do it Motzei Shabbat. It's not considered like, I passed up on the mitzvah, because that's the proper time to say it. That's the best time to say it. But one should only do so, one should only wait till Motzei Shabbat if you'll not miss the mitzvah. Motzei Yom Tov, Shavuot, is the same as Motzei Shabbat, and one does not have to wait until Motzei Shabbat to say Birkat Levana. 23. On Motzei Shabbat, one may say Birkat Levana even before saying Havdalah. 24. Even when reciting Birkat Levana on a weekday, it's better to say it when you're dressed nicely. So let's say Thursday, you're going to go to a wedding and you're going to dress nice. So you should wait till Thursday to say Birkat Levana. That way you're wearing nice clothing when you're saying it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Is it okay to say it by yourself?
Yeah. Better to say with a minyan, but it counts. Yeah. It counts. 25. Birkat Levana should be said outside. Even when outside, one should not stand under a building or under a structure. However, one may stand under a tree. Similarly, let's say it's raining and you want to say Birkat Levana, you're allowed to stand under an umbrella. 26. If one doesn't have a clean place to stand, or one is not feeling well, must stay indoors, one may say Birkat Levana by looking at it through the window. If possible, it's better to open the window during the bracha. One may say Birkat Levana while flying in a plane, if you feel you'll miss it, and if you say it at a later time. Birkat Levana 28. Birkat Levana should only be said in a place that has no bad smell and is clean. Sometimes in the garbage, they take the garbage, they spill all the garbage juice on the street, and then the street has this smell. So you can't say Birkat Levana in such a place where it has a smell like that. You gotta find a place that's clean and smells nicely. Okay. One should stand 30. One should stand in a place where the moon can be seen, and not in a place where the moon is blocked by a tree or a structure. 31. One may say Birkat Levana even if you're wearing glasses. Even if you wouldn't be able to see the moon without your glasses, you're allowed to say Birkat Levana. Okay. 33. One should only not say Birkat Levana if you only see a reflection. Let's say on the water, you see a reflection on the moon, and you can't see it in the sky. It's not enough to say Birkat Levana. Okay. That's why there's also a custom to look at the moon for very little before you say bracha. Before you say bracha, you look at it, make sure it's there, then you make bracha. If one recited the bracha without actually seeing the moon, but benefited from its light, his bracha is not recited in vain, and it may not be recited again. 35. If at the beginning of the bracha, one is standing in a place where you could see the moon, and then in the middle of the bracha, you had to move, and it got blocked by the building or by a structure, he may continue the bracha even though he can no longer see the moon. A woman should not recite Birkat Levana on her own. If she wants to fulfill the mitzvah, she should hear the man reciting it. Okay, it has to do with the Chava and Etzadah. The moon was affected, became less bright. Okay, and also it's possible that it's a time-bound mitzvah. Women are not obligated in time-bound mitzvot. Okay. 37. One should teach one's son to say Birkat Levana if he can understand how to say the bracha. Okay, Birkat Levana should not be recited by someone who's blind. He should hear the bracha from somebody else. An Avel should say it after Shiva, unless he will miss it completely because the time will pass. Okay, you know there's some people by Birkat Levana, they stand by the rabbi. Rabbi, you say for us, we listen, right? One who has recited already the bracha may not recite it on behalf of someone who does not know how to recite it. But if you didn't say it, it's the first time you're saying it, and it's the first time he's hearing it. Moshna, mutar. Shomei Kiyoneh, however, he has to be really listening. He can't be just you say for us and he just stands there. He has to actually listen and have in mind to fulfill the mitzvah. Okay. Motzei Tisha B'Av, it's customary to say Birkat Levana. Preferably you should eat before. But if one not be able to say Birkat Levana, if we go to eat first, so then you should eat afterwards, right? And also it's preferable to wear leather shoes before saying Birkat Levana. Why? Because first of all, you want to have focus and you want to be able to, eat. You're going to collapse after fasting all day. So that the minhag is, I saw in the Bukhari minhag book, they used to give arbuz. They used to give out watermelon right after the fast. So everybody eats watermelon. They get something to, and then they say Birkat Levana together before they go home. And they put leather shoes. That way, the bracha she'asali kol tzarki and the Birkat shahar, right? We say, bless Hashem, thank you for making me all my needs. All my needs means my shoes, leather shoes. So all Tisha B'Av, we didn't wear leather shoes. So how can we make this bracha? Oh, we rely on the fact that we're going to wear it in the evening. So that's why it's good to wear leather shoes.
Bring it with you.
Right after Motzei Tisha B'Av. 43. Some people have the custom to recite Birkat Levana before Yom Kippur. Some have a custom to recite it after Yom Kippur. But each one should do what your custom is. Initially, preferably, you should not say Birkat Levana on Shabbat and Yom Tov. However, if it's late in the month, you're going to miss the time completely. The only last chance to say it is Shabbat. You're allowed to say it even on Shabbat and Yom Tov. Okay. Should you say it alone or with minyan? It is praiseworthy to say Birkat Levana with a minyan. But if it's not possible, you could say even alone. Some say if you cannot say with a minyan, at least 3 people. Try to get through at least 3 people. Okay. When time comes to say Birkat Levana, it's better to say it alone than to wait for another day to say it with the minyan. Obviously, Motzei Shabbat preferable, but let's say I'm not going to say Motzei Shabbat. The last time is Wednesday. Tuesday, I could say it, or Wednesday, I could say it with a minyan. Better to say it on Tuesday without a minyan. Segulot of Birkat Levana. Saying Birkat Levana is a segula, one will not pass away from an out of ordinary death. You won't die a weird death if a person has to pass away that month. In the 50, reciting Birkat Levana and Motzei Shabbat is gula for hatzlacha, for the remainder of the month. 51, it's gula to pray in Birkat Levana to be saved from toothaches. Okay. 52, some say it's gula to pray for refuah shalema during Birkat Levana. 53, reciting Birkat Levana with a minyan every month is a gula to find shidduch. Interesting. Some people have the custom to shake the corners of their clothing after Birkat Levana. When a person does Birkat Levana, the Arizal says that the chitzonim, the dinim, they try to attach to your clothing, so you got to shake them off. Okay. 55, after reciting Birkat Levana, some people have a custom to look at their reflection that's in something that's made out of silver. And 56, it's praiseworthy to give tzedakah after Birkat Levana. There's a question, can you give tzedakah at night? So they at least put it on the side and you'll give it in the morning. Baruch Adonai Olam.